Welcome to MindBreaker's playthrough of Action Balls levels 72 to 78 plus, also known as Pain and Suffering. Once again, Action Balls has gotten me, I found myself enjoying this game at times, but once again, this was a time where the maker of the game seems to want its players to suffer. And look, there's a lot of wealth to suffering you can gain. You can gain from suffering, but it's tough. And like this particular section, you need speed to get through it, and you just cannot get enough speed to get through that section without, going through extraordinary methods if you happen to fail. And as you're playing this level, I mean, look at that. How so, it's a fairly easy level as you go. And I mean, some of this stuff is monotonous, if you would, but there's something elegant about it as well. But you go through here, and like this here, so Action Balls, if you've played the game, if you do play the game, the initial 20-ish levels, so the game is about speed, about getting as much speed as you can, and that's how you kind of make it through. And it's it's a simple formula, but it's also, look how thin that is. And we passed through it, but we had to start over. And this is kind of a theme in Action Balls lately. I'm not that deep into the game. I'm 70 levels in, and the game has definitely changed. It seems to be now about control at times. Here you go. So, and this, look, it's a learning moment. It's a moment to look at your life and say, okay, how do you handle, look at that. Oh my gosh. So in this game, you cannot simply it's not about control, it's not about speed, it's about everything and nothing, I guess. Look at this. You're on a rail and you fall off. It's just one of these things that you kind of find yourself, like here, we have a rail and it just disappears, but you have to exhibit. It's very hard to. So in Action Balls, as you're playing now, as I play now, it's very hard to just make it through the level without there being some I'll use the word tricks thrown at you, right? Like these little tricks to make you fall. And I don't want to not necessarily say it's on purpose that it's being done to get you to watch ads, because that's how the people who own the game make money, is for you to watch ads. And maybe they've designed it so you will just naturally fail. But there's a challenge for anybody who plays this game. If you can make it through the first try on levels, once you get past level 40-ish or so, if you can make it past a few levels without dying, without having to know the trick of the level, the trick of this little obstacle. Let me see. This is something new. It's interesting. I find this interesting. This game design right here is. They did some interesting things. Okay, so this is all straightforward. There's no tricks so far. There's nothing here. Okay, that was on a. It was on a. What do you call it? it's tilted, and if you weren't paying attention, you wouldn't have noticed. If you were, but it's one thing for it to happen on like it happens in the past or whatever, but this was kind of new, right? This was kind of new, and so if you're not used to seeing it, it can be difficult. But anyways, so it was just something new, something a little different, and like I said, that's kind of compelling, I think, as an obstacle. Okay, you're throwing something new at me. We haven't seen it that often or at all. So, okay, it's kind of a trick. A trick to the level is to know that this is going to happen. Because we're not the level of control of your ball and ball control is not that great, and the level of acceleration that you can get on your ball is not that great. So so some like this one, and this is one of the things about not going balls, but action balls is you sometimes it does jump you to the next whatever save point is. I guess I got there. I did it by accident, and so it's there, and so you don't necessarily know how to pass it. But I don't think you can go back, right? I don't think you can go back. Now, people can hear, and I hope this doesn't sound like whining. Just skip it. I mean, what's the point of playing this game if you're gonna skip the levels? Now, I think there have been times, and I think in the previous video we see it, where you can't pass it as the ball is set up. So, they have these, I call them rocket balls. I don't know what they're actually called, but they seem to go faster than a regular ball. And there's no excuse for falling off there. I just did. And, well, I think it was supposed to give me a rocket ball and it didn't. So I was stuck doing everything I could to get the speed up to pass the level, to pass a particular obstacle. And, I actually had to quit because I could not pass it, and I just didn't have the time to sit there and try for another 15 minutes, 20 minutes. So, and you kind of find yourself, asking yourself sometimes as you play the game, is this game broken? Is it is something broken in this game? And I don't know if it was broken. It just seemed broken when I was playing it. It seemed impossible. But if you played perfectly, and I mean, look, we're talking about timing jumps and going full blast at the same time. That ain't easy. But possible. But on a scale of 1 to 10, it's the difficulty level is 10. You could have passed this, and I had that feeling that maybe this was a 10 moment in the game. But I got off. I didn't have time. I probably tried 50 times. It seemed like it, and because of that, see, this is just another obstacle that's it's a little bit annoying. It's like, it's not difficult. It doesn't look difficult. It's literally just getting onto a rail. But the level of ball control in action balls is not that great that you can just jump up onto this thing. You need a little bit of speed, and you need a little bit of luck, as you can see. I say it's okay. It's you ultimately have the option to just quit, or as the game offers, a skip. If you watch ahead, we'll let you skip this incredible level. Even though I don't see the option here, I'm sure there's the ability to skip it somewhere. Here's me. But very frustrating at times. And hey, that's okay. That's okay. That's, let's see, they give me the option to skip. And they're like, okay, you've had enough. But, yeah, once again, this was, I enjoyed a lot of these levels. I really did. I thought a lot of parts of these levels, like, look at that. I think that's just luck right there. But anywho, yeah, I just found it to be filled with suffering and pain. I record these, like that little sequence there. That's an amazing sequence. I think you don't really get that in any other games that I play. So, as you're playing, you get something like that, you kind of want to see more of it. But that seems to be a somewhat, I won't say rare event, but it just doesn't. It makes it difficult to, you can't count, on those moments happening and making your gameplay seem worthwhile. But if it were easy, we wouldn't be doing it, I suppose. But yeah, there's look at this. I think this is wonderful right here. Like, look at this. I want more of this. Yeah, landing on the teeny tiny landing path there. That's amazing. Just how teeny and tiny it expects you to land on. And like I said, this is not a game where there's a consistency in the obstacles for any particular level. So it's hard to get a feel for what's coming. You have to you have to play through it and then remember, okay, I failed here and this is what I needed to do. I failed there and this is what I need to do. And then you have moments where you have to play perfectly, which obviously you can at times like that. Now we're coming to the end here of this rant. Which it really isn't. Like I said, I find this game to be amazing at times. I just, like this was a totally new experience. This particular challenge, and it took several attempts to finally make it through here. And unfortunately, I ran out of space on the. I ran out of space on the phone, and it didn't save it. It didn't record the actual completion of this level, and that's too bad. But hey, that's the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. It just yeah, you start making mistakes upon mistakes when you get to a certain obstacle that you want to pass. And so in the rush to get there, but when you get here, you just pull in hard left as hard as you can as soon as you get there, and then you pull hard right, and then you find yourself onto this, and that's pretty much it. I don't know why I fall off over here. I do, and that's you have to remember at that point you gotta speed it up. And what do you do when you speed it up? You pull yourself off the tracks. But as you can see, obviously very doable, and I figured it out. I just needed to put it all together, and this one is coming to an end here. But there are going to be several attempts, because this is not easy. This is, if you have gotten past this one, tell me different. Tell me it was so, whatever. It took me one try and I got it. I'm telling you, you get kind of loopy at some point when you just keep doing it, and you're like, look at that. How many attempts? Like, I'm like, oh, I just did it easily. I can do it again. Nope. And like I said, I've had it where it just, look at that. It just over and over again. It just drives you like, oh, how close. Oh. But anyways, I do thank you for watching. I know it can be hard to sit through this, and this is just over and over again. But I just wanted, to share this experience with my action balls. And look, if you haven't got there yet and plan on playing this this level, this is what's waiting for you. And this isn't the only one that looks like this. We've had at least a few of these instances where it's just butting your head against the wall. And look, this is kind of like like life, right? I mean, you look at this. How do I not pass it? And that's how you just, I know that at the end I'm gonna have to speed up the ball. So I'm thinking about that while I'm doing this, and you need a certain amount of speed. I think I actually had to start over with all that speed built in. When you just start from, even though you look like you're going max speed here, if you're not, it just makes it that much harder getting up to max speed, like right there. It's just, but thank you for watching, and please subscribe.